What is up, everybody? How you doing today? Today, we're back out here and we're going to do something a little bit different. We're still doing a top 5 video, but not like the normal top 5 rarest animals. Today, we're going to be going over the top 5 best looking TruRACS, okay? Now, just remember, this one in particular is more my opinion than anything, okay? So if I don't put the animal that you feel should be on here, please don't go crazy in the comments, okay? I really don't like to listen to that. It's really annoying. But without further ado, let's get into this. Coming in at number 5, we have the Moose TruRACS. And the Moose were very good looking when they had the Legacy racks, okay? I wasn't around a ton playing for the Moose and Whitetail and Blacktail Legacy racks. But I was there for just a little bit of it, and I loved them. They looked great. But there were some blunders with the previous TruRACS, namely Blacktail and Roosevelt Elk, okay? Which kind of worried people a little bit. But they really pulled it together, in my opinion, with the Moose. And gave them a lot of variations and several diamond racks. They just look so good, okay? And sort of on the edge of in the imagination, but you could still see it happening in real life, and that's exactly what I like to see. Coming in at number 4, we have pronghorn. And normally pronghorn not as much of a species that people think about when it comes to like great looking TruRACS, but I've seen a couple real pronghorn and look just like them, okay? They really do. They look fantastic, and it is just unbelievable how well they did on these TruRACS. The only thing that probably knocks them down a little bit is when they're slightly uneven. They don't look as good. They do on some variations, just not on all of them. And I love though how they gave them several different diamond racks, lots of variation, and it just overall looks so realistic. That's the main thing that does it for me with the pronghorn, is how realistic they look. Coming in at number 3, we have the roe deer, and I'm not sure, that's probably what y'all were thinking was going to be number 3, but I've always loved the roe deer TruRACS, okay? I always thought, even since the very beginning, that they did a very good job with those TruRACS. And the roe deer, they're very small, so yes, they're hard to mess up, but they just look so realistic. And honestly, I feel like the roe deer is one instance where the TruRACS turned out better than the Legacy racks, because the TruRACS are bigger, they have more mass, and they overall just look more impressive. Okay, you gotta remember, this is a hunting game. Not all of it is going to be happening in real life, and they just look impressive, okay, for the size of the animal. And actually, if you go and look up roe deer and everything, there are some really big roe deer out there. So they did not do anything wrong. But these TruRACS are fantastic. Coming in at number 2, we had the fallow deer TruRACS. And these were some of my favorite when they came out. Absolutely loved them. I felt like they really improved upon the Legacy racks, but the only thing I really wish they had done was give the diamond rack a little more variation. Normally, I mean, you know what you're gonna get. Okay, you're gonna have a little troll rack, and then there's one step up to the diamond rack. Nothing really different in between, and that's the only reason this is not number 1. But the reason it is number 2 is because it looks super realistic. Maybe not like the great big diamond rack, but overall just up through the stages of the racks, it looks realistic. Like, I've looked up pictures of fallow deer, so many of them look very similar to what's in game, and it is just really cool. And they did a good job keeping the variation up on some of the lower ones, but without doing a whole lot of uneven racks. You don't see a lot of uneven racks in the fallow deer, and I like that, because I don't think it would look good, but I'm glad they did it that way. Coming in at number 1, we have black buck, okay? And black buck are the most recent TruRACS. They came out with the dogs back in March, and I think they really improved upon the legacy racks, okay? The legacy racks, the diamonds were kind of skimpy looking, but these new diamonds, I mean, they have big thick horns, look really realistic. I love that they added different color horns. That was a new thing that looked super cool, and there's so much variation that you're never going to get one that's the same. Okay, with fallow deer, the only reason they're not number 1 is because lots of the diamonds look exactly the same. But with the black buck, they're, even though they just have 2 horns going straight off the head that you can't really do but so much with, EW still found a way to do a lot with it and make them look very good and keep the variation high and the diamond racks looking great. And that is why I love the pronghorn, black buck TruRACS, excuse me. Had a little bit of a blunder there. But also, I thought I would go ahead and say this before we end the video. I'm sure y'all were thinking I was going to say red deer on here, and the only reason I'm not saying red deer, okay, lack of variation at all, okay? For the mythicals, you have, I think, 3 racks. For the diamonds, you have 2. For the trolls, you have 1. Okay, yeah, there's some nice variation with the level 7s, but once, like, the diamonds, I just don't feel like there's enough variation. And I really think this is the red deer, one instance of where the legacy racks looked better. I don't know, that's just me, but I really hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time.